Have you ever seen a person riding a motorcycle and wearing a leather jacket with cool, colorful patches? You probably have wondered, wow, the patches look so cool. Maybe I should get myself one. But there's one thing that you don't know. That patch which caught your eyes can probably be the reason to get you into trouble later on. If you are an avid follower of our video, you probably already know the deep and meaningful relationships between motorcycle clubs and their patches. Now, before I start telling you about the patches you should avoid wearing at any cost, let me tell you a little bit about the history of the patches and why the motorcycle clubs started wearing them in the first place. The story of the biker patches goes way back in 1920. Back then in the US, the American Motorcycle Association, AMA, was just founded. Bikers attending AMA's events used to embroider their vests and jackets with their club names. Soon, this became a trend for them. Biker patches used to portray their love, pride, and joy. In 1947, during an event in California, a riot broke out. The situation got chaotic and messy as the riot got out of control. In the aftermath of that incident, AMA declared that the riot was caused by 1% of people who were the members of some biker gangs and were outlaws, causing troubles to the other 99% law-abiding citizens. After this incident, patches became more meaningful, as most of the biker gangs used to take pride in being outlaws back in those days. They donned themselves with the tag of 1%. There are different kinds of biker patches. One-piece patches mean the members are part of a motorcycle organization. The patches contain important information like club name, logo, location, etc. Two-piece patches means that the biker gang is going through the transition. This means that the members of the clubs are awaiting approvals to become the members of a sanctioned motorcycle club when they can wear a three-piece patch. A three-piece patch means the members represent a traditional motorcycle club, which are known as MA. These types of patches are usually awarded to members in 3 parts. This goes without saying, members of motorcycle gangs are super sensitive about the patches. If you are weaning a 3-piece patch although you haven't earned it, or you are using a 1% patch just to look cool when you don't belong to any club, they do not take it lightly. Sometimes you'll see the bikers wearing activity patches. Bikers who attend a lot of rally are gifted with rally patches. Some bikers who participate in charitable activities are gifted with another special kind of patch. During events, sometimes the bikers put the flag of their country of origin as a sign of patriotism. Similarly, some put on customized patches to show their service with the military. After all their outlaw activities, patches like these portray that there is something good inside them after all. But not all the patches are good. Some of them denote a rather dark meaning, and you should stay far away from them for your own personal safety. Just like patch number 13 means the holder of the patch consumes marijuana. Along with that, we all know that number 13 is considered as an unlucky number across various cultures. Let's look at the patches with even darker meaning so that it can stop you from sending incorrect messages. You might have seen a white cross as a patch encircled with smoke and fog on some bikers. When someone wears a white cross patch, it means that he has observed a desecration of a grave, or even might have participated in the grave robbery himself. Now, outlaw gangs are usually indulged in criminal activities, but desecrating a grave seems too far-fetched. Next comes the ultimate OGs of biker gangs. Never use the patches of Hells Angels, Outlaw MC, Mongols, Bandidos, or Sons of Silence patches for your own safety. These biker gangs are the oldest 1%er and have put in a lot of effort to become MCs. They take their brotherhood very seriously, and their patches are the signs of their loyalty, commitment, and persistence. If someone outside their clubs wear these patches, they won't think twice before putting a bullet across their skull. In fact, you shouldn't wear anything that even resembles their patches like skulls with wings, Genghis Khan, skull and pistons of the bandit, Fat Mexican, Sons of Silence's logo that's seen on the beer bottles. On the top of that, these MCs have been heavily involved with criminal activities pretty much from the time they came into existence. Hence, You ought to not wear their patches for your own personal safety so that the law enforcement doesn't put you on their radar. Another symbolization you should strictly avoid are the Nazi symbols. Primarily, if you see someone wearing a Nazi symbol, you'll think right away that the man is a fascist. But the meaning of Nazi symbols is darker than that. In the 1960s, a lot of people who joined the early motorcycle clubs were war veterans who fought in World War II. The Nazi symbols they wore as patches are the actual symbols that they collected from the corpses of German soldiers. Nazis were so hated by the entire world that when these war veterans started wearing the symbols as patches, they were being worshipped like a hero. These also made the bikers fearsome to the whites and the people of color alike. Although Hells Angel used Nazi symbols as a dark humor, the growing connection between motorcycle clubs and white supremacy rather gives such symbols a dark connotation today. Most motorcycle gangs and bikers don't wear Nazi symbols anymore because of the negative impact worldwide for the connotation associated with them. A Red Cross motorcycle patch doesn't carry any dark meaning as such, but it's adopted by white supremacist motorcycle gangs, which originally represents humanitarian organizations, despite the request from the organization itself to stop the motorcycle gang members from donning themselves with that patch. Hate groups started forming because of the ties of a Red Cross to the Ku Klux Klan. If you want to join in 1%er gang, you ought not to wear a white cross. Although a white cross is simply a cross that has its background color removed, if someone wears a white cross patch that denotes his homosexuality. Unfortunately, 1% outlaw motorcycle gangs are old-timers and don't encourage homosexuality. The skull and bones patches are usually worn to remind the riders about their own mortality. This also discourages tourists that are not familiar with motorcycle gang and 1%er culture and their dark sense of humor. People wearing skulls and bones are more criminal-minded. They usually wear the skull and bones patch to demonstrate that they have committed some wrongdoing, either for personal gain or for the benefit of the club. Skull and bones patches are only worn by the unlawful motorcycle clubs. Wearing the DFFL patch means you are either a drug user or you are carrying drugs. This is usually associated with individuals who are in constant possession of narcotics, whether for personal use or for sale. DFFL is one of the most notorious options available when it comes to patches. It's connected to Hells Angels or other motorcycle organizations who are indulged in criminal activities. DFFL stands for Dope Forever, Forever Loaded. Hells Angel wears this patch to publicly announce their illegal drug trades. Hence, law enforcement are always on a lookout for this patch. The Ace and Spades biker patch carries a legacy steeped in both mystery and rebellion, tracing its origins back to the mid-20th century among motorcycle clubs. Its meaning varies among different biker groups, but it commonly symbolizes a sense of defiance, independence, and even a willingness to face the unknown. Some interpret it as a reminder of the unpredictability of life, while others view it as a declaration of strength and fearlessness in the face of adversity. Over time, the Ace and Spades patch has become an emblematic representation of the rugged individualism and camaraderie found within the biker subculture, evoking a sense of loyalty and brotherhood among those who proudly wear it. Although bikers might want to think twice before donning the Ace and Spades patch for a couple of reasons. Firstly, it's essential to recognize the potential misunderstanding or misrepresentation it could bring. Outside of that context, it could be misinterpreted as affiliation with outlaw motorcycle gangs or other groups associated with criminal activity. This misunderstanding could lead to unwanted attention or even confrontations with law enforcement or rival groups. Secondly, some jurisdictions have laws or regulations regarding the display of certain symbols associated with motorcycle clubs, particularly those linked to outlaw or 1%er organizations. Wearing such patches in these areas could lead to legal trouble or unwelcome scrutiny from authorities. Ultimately, while the Ace and Spades patch holds significance within certain biker communities, it's crucial for riders to consider the broader implications and potential risks associated with displaying it publicly. You may think runes and Viking letters are a cool choice to make a patch. What you don't know is, these symbols were used by Hitler's Third Reich as well to prove their dedication to white or Nordic ethnicity. These are usually used by prison gangs or MCs with the majority of white supremacists. Donning yourself with these patches will only prove that you are a racist with a supremacist mindset and a danger to bikers belonging to other cultures and colors. The Dequialo patch is the most harrowing patch of them all. This Hells Angel patch is usually worn by the members over their head, and it denotes that the individual has confronted law enforcement officers during routine stops and arrests. Although not all the patches mentioned above sound very dark, the collective history and real-life stories associated with the 1%er outlaws wearing them will surely send chills down your spine. We'll bring you some of those stores some other day. Till then, take care and stay out of trouble.